Hey guys, I'm Jordan from FitAF Meal Prep, FitAF Nutrition Coaching. What I basically want to cover in the next couple videos I'm gonna make is weight loss as a whole. I think far too often we see and learn bits of information. We get these puzzle pieces of don't eat carbs, don't eat past 8 p.m., eat these 5 foods to burn fat, avoid these foods, and we learn these things over time and then try to put our own puzzle together. And what ends up happening is the puzzle looks like shit. So what I want to do is give you the entire context, basically give you the information that's required for you to more or less be able to lose weight on your own if that's your goal, or be able to make the changes in your body that you wish to make. So I'm gonna state an unpopular fact, but this is the premise of everything else I'm gonna talk about, and we'll even go deeper into this in another video. And it's simply this: if you wanna lose weight, you need to consume less calories than you expend. If you wanna gain weight, if you are gaining weight, it's because you're consuming more calories than you expend. So the first thing I wanna cover is what's a calorie and how does it go from being in your food to being part of your waistline or your muscle. Most people understand the basic concept of a calorie. It's a unit of energy. There's carbs, proteins, and fats, all of which contain calories. Most people understand this, and this is great basic knowledge to know so that we can read food labels and understand what's in the food that we're eating. So what does that mean? Just because we understand that there's calories and there's proteins, carbs, and fats, how does that help us? When we eat an item, a meal, the carbs, proteins, fats, other nutrients as well, but we'll focus on the main macronutrients, carbs, proteins, and fats, all get broken down into their basic form. Protein becomes amino acids, carbohydrates become simple sugars, and eventually glucose, and then fat turns into free fatty acids. The point at which calories are absorbed by the body is when the nutrients pass through the small intestine wall. At that point, you have ingested calories. So not everything we eat sticks. Once the nutrients pass the lining of the small intestinal wall, then what happens? Your body could do one of 3 things. Your body can store it, your body can use it, or your body can get rid of it. So let's start with storing it. Carbs, which get broken down into glucose, get stored as glycogen in both the liver and the muscle tissue. Glycogen gets stored with water. So if your weight fluctuates throughout the day, especially before and after exercise, that has to do with glycogen. That is not you gaining fat or losing fat, it's simply water fluctuations. Glycogen is stored to then be used as energy in the muscles, and liver glycogen is used to fuel the brain with glucose. Fats turn into free fatty acids, which are packaged into triglycerides and stored into both muscle and fat tissue. You are constantly storing fat and you are constantly oxidizing or burning fat. Your net energy intake will determine if you're storing more than you're burning or you're burning more than you're storing. Carbohydrates turn into glucose, get stored as glycogen. Fat turns into free fatty acids, get stored in the muscle and fat tissue. Amino acids, on the other hand, don't necessarily get stored. Your body holds some in an amino acid pool, but for the most part, they're directly used to build things. If there's a trigger for your body to make a specific protein through, say, resistance exercise, then those amino acids will be used to make that protein, aka muscle fibers, which will result in a net gain of mass. Now we're gonna cover how your body uses nutrients. Glucose and fatty acids are both primarily used to make ATP, which is the energy currency of the body. Literally, right now, your body is undergoing billions of chemical reactions that all use ATP. Proteins are responsible, again, for building things. There are countless processes that involve proteins, so we won't expand on this too much. Or your body gets rid of it, and this is what happens when you lose weight. So where does that weight go? If you're losing fat specifically, which is our goal, what happens to that weight? Does it just vanish? Kind of. CO2 and water are produced as a byproduct of producing ATP. The carbon dioxide you produce gets exhaled while the water gets urinated out. So to recap, how do calories go from being out here in your food to being a part of your body? You consume food, it gets digested. The carbs, proteins, and fats get broken down into their smallest components. Carbs turn into glucose, fats turn into free fatty acids, and protein turns into amino acids. From there, your body could do one of three things. Your body could store that energy, use it, or get rid of it. Your net energy balance at that time will dictate a lot of what your body is going to do, as well as any physical activity going on. There might be more storing that's occurring rather than immediate use of the nutrients that you consume. Energy balance is key. It all comes down to calories in versus calories out. There's no cheating the system. In the next video, we're going to talk about the components of weight loss. What goes into weight loss? What should you prioritize if you're trying to lose weight? Where should your focus be? What actually matters and what doesn't matter that you can ignore and stop wasting your time with. So I hope this brought some value to you. Stay tuned for the next videos to learn a little bit more, and I will see you guys later.